Good morning, YouTube. How are we doing? Let me get repositioned here. Monday morning, February 4th. Yeah, I think so. And flashlight theater. During other times it's flashlight cooking, but now it's flashlight theater. So, um, pretty uneventful night last night. I don't know if I can say I went to bed fairly early, but I went to bed, 10, I guess, something like that. Uh, the wind's back. I don't know if you can hear it. The wind is back. So it's going to be windy all day today, getting progressively worse as the afternoon comes, if I read it right. On through the night into Tuesday. And then Tuesday afternoon, it's supposed to taper off. And then no wind on Wednesday. Hey, Harry, how you doing? Excuse me. Anyways, the wind is back. So, another day of wind. Yay. That kind of foils my plan. Not really foils my plans. I'm going to see what happens, but I was thinking about taking a shower today. So that means heating up water and all that kind of stuff. And then in the end, taking a shower in the shower tent, which incidentally gets blown around by the wind. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. And then, um, my little dilemma. So an update. Well, obviously the phone is still on. For how long, I don't know. I've got so no funds posted. Usually they post after midnight. The bank posts them after midnight. So it'll definitely be Tuesday until I get funds in the bank. So I'm here for at least another day. And I've kind of decided, looking at the weather and knowing what I know as far as things getting posted and all that stuff, I think I'm going to make my departure day Wednesday, early Wednesday. So that means Tuesday I'll get everything taken care of and get ready to roll out on Wednesday morning. Um, why wait till Wednesday morning? That's my thing. I like to roll out early in the morning. So that's kind of my deal. And no wind. So that's one thing. And excuse me, I get crap in my eyes from when I've been sleeping. I've been up for an hour now. And I'm just like, you can tell I'm still half asleep. I don't know why. Slept pretty good. I woke up no times during the night except for when I finally woke up, and it was time was it? It was 6 o'clock. So, um, so now that I said the time I got up, you watch it'll probably only be like 6:35 or something. I thought it was at least 7 o'clock. Oh, it's 7:09. Hey, I've been up for an hour. Oh, I'm so glad when I'm correct. Um, I hardly ever make mistakes, but you know, there was one time I made a mistake, and that was the time I thought I made a mistake. So, if you can believe that one. Um, let's see what else. I don't know what else to tell. Got my spotlight thing going on here. I'm just really, I'm happy to have my phone still on. That would kind of suck being out here without communication. However, I could do it. I mean, I don't mind. I just do other things. Excuse me, but it's nice to have that communication. And sorry, Dan, I know you sent a message asking if my phone was still on, and I didn't reply, and my bad. But I saw it last night, and I went to bed. And last thing I want is for you to finally be sleeping and that phone to go ding. So I don't want to wake up anybody. The phone's still on. So, oh, I love my coffee. So, Harry, what's going on? What's the temperature today, Harry? I didn't look at the temperature here. I think it's like, I don't know, 54 degrees. Kind of warm, even though I had the heaters on when I woke up. But between the coffee pot brewing, the percolator, and the Mr. Bud heater, then it got really humid in here. So I haven't turned on my fan yet. I could, but it kind of draws in cooler air. Hey, Beauregard, how you doing? Um, So yeah, we'll just leave it the way it is right now. I do have to go to town later. I gotta um, I gotta get some smokes. So yeah, big surprise. 40 today, big warm up. Yeah, I would say. Sounds like a big warm up. I got a friend in Tahoe, and he's staying in his trailer in Tahoe, and they're expecting a whole lot of snow in this storm that's coming through right now. And so much, in fact, that I'm not going to say what he did in case somebody's watching, but yeah, anyways, I'm not going to go into it, but he kind of got, yeah, he can't, he became ill, and poor guy, he's always getting sick. But which is a good thing because he knew he would never make it to the destinations that he has to do his work, which are the snow parks. And so, yeah, I mean, one of them for sure is going to have the highway closed, and the others, who knows? But they're supposed to get something like 3 to 6 feet, of snow. Can you imagine? So, and can you imagine being a little 17-foot travel trailer, a little 17-foot trailer in a RV park with all that snow coming down? I mean, he's got a tarp over it, but you've got to get up there each and every day, or maybe in this case, every hour or maybe 2 hours and clear that snow off. You cannot support that weight. So that's something to consider when you're, but I think most of us wouldn't go winter over in a travel trailer in Tahoe. I mean, he had his reasons, and so that's fine. But yeah, I'm thinking most of us wouldn't have to do that. But anyways, yeah, 40s is a big warm up, Harry. This wind though, I hate the wind. I really do. I don't hate. It bothers me because you can't do anything. Can't have a fire. It's hard to take down and put up tents, dining flies, whatever. Um, it sounds eerie. It pushes the air in, sometimes cold air that you don't want. Yeah, I just don't, and I don't like driving it. Oh my gosh, my truck driving days, that was my worst. I hated driving in the wind. Or one time going across Wyoming, it was, I'm trying to think of the wind speeds. It's something like they were having upwards of 65-mile-an-hour winds. And I had a load, it was in a dry van, 3,500 pounds from nose to tail. It was a factory shutdown load. It was number 10 cans, empty number 10 cans, as you can imagine. 3,500 pounds total weight. Not fun in Wyoming in 65-mile-an-hour winds. Did I say not fun? Yeah, not fun. So, uh, that was a nail biter for sure. I guess I could say the one thing is I kept it on the road. Didn't never went over. I put in my miles for the day or close to it, and found a place to hide. And next day it was all better, but you know, just one of those deals. Now, them flatbedders, friggin' skateboards, um, they don't have to worry about the wind. Well, tarping, yeah, sometimes with the tarps and stuff, you got to worry about the wind, but generally the load is stable enough with low center of gravity, usually pretty heavy, that the wind doesn't usually affect them. So, there's pros and cons to every kind of trailer you pull. And I'm sure Beauregard could confirm that or deny it. So, what, you guys get a group rate? You're the only two that ever come here and view. So, just joking. Starting to get light outside a little bit. I haven't tried my fan here today. It was squeaking a little bit yesterday, but today it's not. I don't have it on, so I don't know if it's squeaking or not. I'm looking for messages here. No messages. So, yeah. Again, I just figured I'd come on and just kind of shoot the poop and see what anybody else has to say. I've been watching lately some Will Prowse videos. I watched the guy before, and he's knowledgeable and some stuff like that. But in his earlier videos, I can only take so much of him. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But here lately, I think he's 30. So, but he the way he's doing his videos or the way he's talking or whatever seems to be a bit better. So I can better tolerate it. And it's kind of funny. Sometimes he'll cut loose or, whatever, or, say something that cracks himself up and, have a good laugh and that kind of thing. So I guess it should be, one of those don't judge a book by its cover. But hey, I did watch him before and I'm watching him more and I'm kind of getting caught up on some solar stuff and re-educating myself. It was, I think, what was it, junior high when I took electronics. And so then I didn't actively pursue that. I didn't actively stay in electronics. I mean, fiddle farted around, but so I've forgotten all this stuff, watts, volts, amps, and all that stuff. I mean, I know what they are. I just kind of forgot how to put it all together and the calculations and all that stuff. So it was a nice refresher, and I like the way he puts it for other people to understand. So, yes. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah. Well, I mean, people subscribe for a reason. They want to follow. They must find, something um, interesting. Yeah, I thought his voice was annoying at first too, and he kind of now someone's gonna read it, someone's gonna hear this and say, "Yeah, you're putting him down." No, I'm not putting him down. What I'm doing is when I first saw him in his videos and stuff like that, he reminded me of the punk ass kid you'd see in the park with his hat turned backwards and all that stuff. And I mean, he has something good to say, but that's kind of how he struck me. And if you see him in some of his other videos, because he does other videos, he can be kind of obnoxious. But apparently, he is very well, um, oh, I don't know, but very well educated. But he's well educated. But he does other stuff. I mean, he actually writes medical books. Okay, I mean, so he's making royalties off his medical books, plus various other things. So there's something to that, right? He is knowledgeable. He does have good knowledge, and I was listening, heard something outside. So yeah, I don't know what to say. So that's what I'm going for is the knowledge, and I mean, I think his later videos are a bit better in how he talks. And then when he's doing the videos for people he's trying to teach, especially like newbies and beginners, he even presents the stuff in a just even a different form in his voice. So no, oh, Tucker got, yeah, there's some resemblance there. I mean, I guess that's where you're going, but yes, I have, and no, I don't watch them because of that, if that's what you're going to refer to. Um, yeah, I mean, he had some good information too, but yeah, it rubs me the wrong way. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know his information. All I know is that he rubs me the wrong way. That's all I can say. Um, and there's a lot of similarities to, I think, in looks and voice, to Will Prowse. But, that's where the similarities end. And it's not totally, but yeah, I could see it. Yeah, well, they're all kids. They're all kids. I mean, I don't know. They're all kids. I'm guessing all kids. Because they like that mentality, yeah, well, hang on, man, surf up. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm doing a terrible job at that, I'm sure, but yeah, it's just like he talks the language. He's the current generation. That kind of thing. So yeah, watch me, man. I can come in here, approach safely, and land in this field, and go to McDonald's. Hey, right on, dude. So. We're gonna get back to camp and have our like 21 grain bread. We bought Whole Foods. Yeah, I know, I know. As far as that genre, or not genre, that as far as that topic goes, the dude I like watching, and again, he rubs me the wrong way because of his. He's pretty egotistical, and he's like everything, woohoo, woohoo, but he has a lot of good information, and he has a good product too, because he's trying to sell his own product, and I'm not going to remember who this dude is, but he does power motors, but he does trikes, and his I don't know if it's his own parachute, but he builds his own trikes, and for those powered paramotors. So he does quite extensively those videos, and he takes off. It looks like he takes off right out of his neighborhood, in the edge of, I don't know where he's at, somewhere in Utah, um, along the I-15 corridor. But he was in a subdivision where like half the houses were built and the other half hadn't started yet, and he just takes off right out of his neighborhood. He did one where he dropped down on a mountain with a backpack unit and camped there for the night, and then he was worried how he was going to take off, and he had to wait for the wind to come from a certain way and all these things. But anyways, they're really kind of interesting. But yeah, he likes to people in that stuff is naturally oh, what do they call it, adrenaline junkies, right? So you're going to get those attitudes, and that way of presenting stuff, like everything's a thrill. But anyways, so I like watching him, but again, I don't like his attitude. But it is entertaining to watch the whatever. Me, I'm lethargic, and I don't get excited about much, and I might as well be a three-toed sloth, right? That's kind of the way. Three-toed sloth heading uphill. But excuse me, I gotta duck out here a second. So been thinking about work I've got to do on this trailer. I've got quite a bit to do on it, but first and foremost is what I'm thinking about. So, couple of things. Blah, 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 blah. No, I got to go back up to Santa Rosa. My services are needed up there, so I'm actually long overdue. But I got to be back up there, and then I got to get prepared to go to Tahoe. I'm going to probably be in Tahoe about mid-April. So there's still going to be snow and ice. So that's kind of part of what I have to prepare for this trailer. I'm not going to go too crazy because A, I can't afford it, and B, I don't really have the time to do it right. But I'm just going to make things a little bit better. Probably really going to go the way of doing a Murphy bed. That's what I'm thinking. I don't do fire stuff anymore. I used to in Colorado with our department, but yeah, I don't do it anymore. Now I'm going to Tahoe to do work camping like I did last year, except I'm not going to be doing the same thing as last year. They knew better than that. So yeah, and I almost didn't do it. I wasn't going to do it. I was going to go to Oregon, and I was going to work with another manager that I worked for up there, or worked for at the camp here, and they wanted me to come up there and work with them. But the current boss and my buddy, who used to follow me on my other channel that I worked with there at the camp, he really wanted me to come back. So that's what I did. So I re-signed up, wages are up, and they made special allocations for me, both in a position and also camping arrangements. So they really wanted me back. Not, not to toot my own horn, but, they did. So for whatever reason, I don't know why, but they did. So me and my buddy, I guess you can call him my buddy, Speedy, he's going to be, he and I are going to be the only ones returning back to that campground. Well, except for the big boss. So, what we say, you'll be mowing all summer. What do you be, mowing or mowing? No, you'll be mowing. Um, what are you mowing? You mowing grass? You mowing pastures, wheat? What? I probably don't call it mowing for wheat or any of those crops, I'm guessing. But anyway, I want to try turning on my fan. There we go. We'll see if it squeaks. We'll see if it squeaks. So far, so good. But the wind. Oh, I really wish I didn't have to. I should get dressed and I could crack the door open and get some natural light in here. 4 acres, a little bit of everything. All right, so, well, I don't know. I mean, you're not mowing grass, right? So you're mowing, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not following. Maybe you just said mowing. You'd be tilling, you'd be planting, you'd be harvesting. I guess. I don't know. Just trying to follow it. I wonder if I can. I need to get dressed. Except, oh, I go to the store later. That's why I didn't get. Oh, alfalfa. Okay. I'm sure you're popular with the local deer population and maybe even elk. That's what we had in Colorado. We had a lot of deer and a lot of elk come and graze on the fields. Yeah, well, you do what you got to do. At least you can grow your vegetables, at least you're able to do that. So many people are not. You ask kids these days, where does, I don't know, whatever you tell them, ask any kind of fruit or vegetable or any kind of food in the grocery store, that's where it comes from. They don't have any concept that it comes from a field or anything like that. Oh, pine trees. Are you going to grow them for Christmas trees? Or are you just going to maybe, well, you wouldn't grow them for wood. Maybe you would. I don't know. Or pine nuts. Maybe pine nuts. Pine cones. Yeah, I don't know how it takes so long to wait for a pine tree, and you gotta have the right variety, but wait for so long for a pine tree to mature enough to be able to cut it and harvest it. So that wouldn't, I mean, for lumber. So for turkeys and wildlife. Oh, so you can have, yeah, so it has a more of a natural, secure hiding out spot, I guess. Kind of an ecosystem thing going on there. That's cool. Well, if you have the right pine knee, well, usually it's pinyon nuts, but you get, yeah, habitat. Thank you. Um, you get the right pine trees, you can get pine nuts, and then I don't know, people sell pine nuts, so never know. Takes all kinds of things. You have a nice balance of stuff. So yeah, you caught me red-handed. You have it. I guess you have an internet signal. So you, hey John, you still in Queens Valley? I'm gonna puff away. Puff, puff, puff that cigarette. Now, if I crack the door open, it's gonna get cold, but I'm better ventilation in here, more natural light. Let me see. Oh, it's windy though. Too freaking windy. Always windy. Oh yeah, there's the light. But yeah, that wind's just blowing in like crazy. Woohoo! It's windy out there. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, hope you guys are having. Oh, that's too much wind. You guys see the natural light, but it's too much wind. Too cold. Oh, it's too cold. It's 54 degrees. People want to shoot me. Um. Oh, you got to run. Okay, Harry. Yeah, I hope it dies down too. You have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. But anyways, yeah. Really? Iris's tummy is going. Yeah, Mud Valley. Well, if you plan ahead, you don't have to go anywhere. Then the mud can just you can wait for the mud to set up or dry. So I got this door cracked open. I'm gonna go to town in a little while. I don't really want to get dressed and then have to get changed again to go to town. So I guess I could go in my sweats and my Uggs, but yeah, one of those deals. I was hoping to, like I said, take a shower today, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It might, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But it's gonna be just windy today. So yeah. Is that? Oh, hold on a second here. Yeah, it's too dark, right? If I cover up the flashlight or turn the flashlight off. So that's the plan. Yeah. Your box still working good? Oh, was it your AT&T? Yes. I had to think about breakfast. I had, see, what did I have? Yesterday I had sausage links, or well, sausages, Farmer John sausages. They were given to me, and a couple eggs. And then for dinner, now I've been dwindling down my groceries, and I know I'm leaving, so I've been dwindling down the groceries, and I'm not planning on restocking them in the fridge. And so I sat there and thought about it last night. And I'm going, okay, what am I going to make for dinner? It was early. It was like 4. And I said, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. But I need to use up stuff in the fridge. So I said, I looked at it and I'm going, huh. I got bread. I got eggs. French toast. So that's what I did. I made French toast, a couple slices, maybe about 6 total, 5, 6 total. And then I was able to use up almost all my bread. Not all of it, but I almost used it all up. And I've just got a few eggs left over. So that's good. That has been the longest lasting bread. Boy, I tell you, I bought that. Let me try to think about this. Well, I bought it during the RTR. So sometime, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember, but I bought it during the RTR. So, but I keep it in the fridge. So it's been the longest lasting bread. Um, Lots of preservatives, right? What are you doing, silly? Iris is doing this thing over her face and cleaning up. Yeah, mix all that hair onto your face instead of getting it everywhere else. Um, let's see comments. Going back to Berg the 13th. Oh, okay. Yeah. What's this? 33 gig by the end of January. Never slowed down at all. Nice. I'm glad to hear that, John. That's great. Now, if you're ever in a place where you have a bad signal inside the trailer, I mean, here pretty soon, you need to maybe you don't need to, but get an external antenna. I'm not talking a booster. I'm just talking about an external antenna to get the signal from the outside to the inside. That'll help. But what you can do, since you usually can connect pretty well, it can't be raining or anything. Take that little unit and put it on top of your roof on your trailer. Hide it away so nobody can see it. But and then you can Wi-Fi connect into the trailer. Um, I looked. What? Nothing on Mary Poppins. Chick here on ProMaster van. Um, Nothing on Mary Poppins. Are you meaning her channel or coverage of her getting stuck? I can't remember what we covered last one. There is a video that I think I said it last time. There is a video somebody by Carrie took of it. It was right outside her window, so it was front row and center. And then behind it were the friends of mine that were camping with me. It was the next day, and they thought, well, we're going to try to go to Walmart, right? Go shopping. And I don't think they were going to Walmart. They're going to go somewhere. Anyways. And they went to leave in the van, and almost right away went. And so that's fine. They just stopped where they stopped. And they said, you know what? We don't need to go. We'll go another day. And I looked at it later, and they weren't stuck that bad. I mean, the next day they just popped right out, backed up and popped right out. So you saw Chelsea. I don't know who she is. Unless that's her name. I don't know. But I apologize if it is her name. I don't know the name. I know the mom came over and asked us if we wanted, she's got her Jeep, if we wanted to be pulled out. And, I just said, we're all fine. I said, I've got my Expedition. And, oh, I got to tell you guys. So this is pretty cool. I don't have any video of it. I think I just prefer driving rather than trying to video it. I was just enjoying the moment. Let me catch up on comments here real quick, and then I'll do the rest. There's someone talking outside. Okay, you should try that external agenda. The Jeep could not pull it out. Okay. I don't know. I thought that was their Jeep that they were pulling her out before. So I don't know. I was in bed. I was taking a nap. I heard all the commotion outside. Eventually I got dressed and went and looked at it all. But anyways, so if you guys have ever been to Craggy Wash, and you probably haven't, you come in the main road and you drive and drive and drive. And I'm guessing I'm a little bit more than 1.5 mile on the official mileage. I think it's a little further from the road. But you get back a little ways, and then you hit a 2 mile. And okay, you saw my rig there. Okay, Beauregard. But you hit 2 mile, and then 2.5. And then right about there, the road kind of splits off to the right. And I had previously been on another road by the spot I was hiking on top of the, I don't call it a mountain, big ridge, I guess, and came down and took that little road. And it's just one of these up and down and, crowned and all these things. So as I'm going down this other road, I said, wonder if I can find a way for this road to connect back over to that road I was on before. So I had the Expedition, 2-wheel drive, and as you're going around, you're starting to get more and more deeper ruts in the road, and on the bank parts, you have the deep ruts, and then you're banked, and then of course you got a high piece of ground here and a high piece in the middle, and of course a little bit higher on the outside. So I would just straddle that, the inside crown and the outside, and just kind of go around, because it was pretty deep. It was good, some spots good 2 feet vertical up from where the ruts were, and I just kept working my way back there. And I was still in 2-wheel drive for most of it until I got some real bad sections, and I threw it in 4-wheel drive. But it was straight up and down, and there was a few spots I had to kind of approach it at an angle, because if I had just gone straight up and over, I would have probably high centered a little bit, because the Expedition is pretty long. So I didn't scrape it all on anything except for my hitch. I didn't remove my hitch, which doesn't really hang down low, but it hangs down low enough and out far enough, just a little bit, to catch on some stuff, but it wasn't bad. So anyways, that road brings me right back out to the main road and very near my camp. So I was kind of excited. It was a neat little spot back there. Lots of neat places to camp if you can get back there with your vehicle. But the downside is if you need to have a cell phone signal, almost none existed. Maybe 1 bar If you're lucky, 2 bars in some spots, but that was it. So, if you're internet dependent, any of that stuff, then that's not going to work for you. But it was kind of nice. Um, yeah, it might be the side by sides doing damage, but there's other 4-wheel drives that come through, and it kind of gets soft material, so it's you know over a period of time, just kind of eating away the road, like that. So it's just one of those deals. I mean, it's still passable, but um, bottom line is if you can't get in one way, you can get in the other, and then you got to realize that once the rains come, you know when it really really rains, it changes everything anyways. It erodes the stuff on the side and fills in the holes and stuff. And I don't know if they run a blade in here or not. I mean, I'm sure on the main road they do, but I don't know if back out on the other part of the roads if they run a blade. They may or they may not fill all those ruts in, but it would just be soft. It wouldn't be firm, so I would imagine that would quickly wear down again. But there's a lot of ATV activity here. Yeah, well, the ATVs, razors, whatever, side by sides. I mean, they can contribute to the erosion process, but there's a lot of 4-wheel drives that come back to Jeeps and whatever, every kind of rig. It all helps contribute, but yeah, if they get flying through there, I'm sure that that could accelerate it quite a bit. But it was really nice back there, and that's where I turned. Anyways, I didn't go out the main road any further. Apparently, at about 3 miles, when I heard last year, about 3.5 miles, it starts going, the main road starts going to crap. It starts doing more of this and becomes kind of sugar sand. So it's not that great. How did you get back quite a ways? Now the road I went, there was no way I'd take my trailer back there. I mean, for part of it, I could, but then after that, forget about it. Has the clearance, but trying to get the trailer to the outside, riding those berms, like the truck is, and it's so light that it would get partway up the berm and just kind of slide to the inside, and I'd be dragging axle through there. So I'm not even going to try doing that. Plus, on some of it, the articulation on the other part, yeah, it would just, yeah, not be good. And yeah, I know. In the beginning I wanted to get a fully articulated hitch and all that stuff, but you get into expenses like that. For a fully articulated hitch, that's going to be $600. So is it worth it? I mean, as my trailer and truck are set up now, I can get enough off road to get past the standard Class Bs and Class Cs. You know, with the exception of a few vans, and maybe cars or 4-wheel drive trucks. I can get past the majority of those people. So I really reduced the amount of neighbors I have and generators and things like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't expect to go find somewhere that I have all to myself and nobody ever coming around. I mean, you could do it with some effort, but that'd be unrealistic expectations. But if I can minimize the amount of people that are near me, that'd be great. Because we got one guy, he's moved on, but we got one guy, and I think he mostly follows the noise ordinance, but when it's after 6 in the morning, that generator fires up, and I swear that thing's going till noon, and then it fires up again about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's going till 10 p.m. I mean, it's got to use a lot of fuel. That's all I think is when I think generator, I think fuel. I don't want to have to carry fuel. Um, some of these inverter generators, obviously, sip fuel, 1 gallon to go 10 hours, or a little more depending. But yeah, I don't want to have to carry fuel. I'm not set up for that. I mean, I could, but as far as things are right now, I don't need to. to try to work it where I don't need to, if possible. Let's see this comment here. My legs are getting cold. Yeah, I don't know. It's public lands, and they don't seem to have a problem with all these ATVs going out and doing whatever they're going to do. And I'll say most of them driving through camp observe the 15 miles per hour, and when they kind of get close to where campers are, they kind of slow it down even more. So that's kind of neat to see. However, on these last couple days, especially when the rain, but with the winds, saw a drastically lower number of them coming through here. But they'll do stuff. They'll all meet in Walmart parking lot or nearby there, which is a little ways away. Then they'll go across the highway and they'll come down the frontage road along the airport and then come on over in this section. In Arizona, those UTVs or whatever you want to call them, they are able to drive on city streets as long as the speed isn't over, I think, 45 miles per hour, the speed limit, and and they're not on a highway, which obviously would be over 45. So they can drive around town, and I'm sure there's some other requirements. They probably have to have a permit, a UTV permit or all-terrain vehicle permit, and probably, I'm guessing, working brake lights and or signals, maybe. I don't have one, so I really don't know. But so I've sat here with my fan running for a little while and it hasn't squeaked, not like before. So it's kind of an on and off thing. And then what I've noticed on the fan is it starts running and it's kind of making its little squeaks. And then if you speed it up, it goes away. And then you slow it down and it stays quiet for a while, and then sometimes it'll come back. So who knows? I have no idea. It's the weird little squeaking fan. But anyway, oh gosh, we're running on 42 minutes. I got things to do. I'm gonna. Time is it? It's a little after 7. Boy, I'm just losing subscribers or losing viewers like crazy. It's almost 8 o'clock, and I missed one of your comments. Class C is too big for only one person. Is a Class C bigger? Wait, in your opinion? Oh yeah. Okay, wait for it. That depends on the person. Beauregard. I mean, it depends on your outlook, right? So if you like lots of room and have to carry lots of stuff and so on and so forth, then I mean, why not a Class C? I don't know. I wouldn't want them. I mean, if I had a Class C, I don't think I'd want anything more than 25 feet. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. But they sure are nice. And now and I can change that. But sitting here on the edge of my bed, I thought, that's kind of why I want to do the Murphy bed. Is sure would be nice to have a booth to sit at and a table. Sure would be nice to have windows and be higher up to look out and see things. I mean, yeah, I could change all that. But a Class C, yeah, I mean, is it too big for one person? I don't know. It is nice to have all that room. So that's a personal choice, I would say. But I do get what you mean. Why have all that space for just one person? The key is, and again, this depends on someone's perspective. The key is to reduce the amount of stuff you have, not have to get a bigger vehicle to hold all your stuff, unless you absolutely have to have it. And then, I mean, if you have to absolutely have it, excuse me, you have to carry it with you. Maybe you should get a storage or something like that, or see if a relative can keep your stuff for you, and not have to take it with you everywhere. That's kind of what you gotta realize. And for me, I cleaned out a 3-bedroom house Now, granted, a lot of the stuff was not mine. It was left over from ages ago. But I basically reduced everything I had down to what would fit in the Subaru Outback. Not a lot of stuff. So now I've steadily gained stuff because for whatever reason, and now I have the trailer. And I actually have the trailer and the Expedition. I keep forgetting I can store stuff in the Expedition, or I can haul stuff in the Expedition, which I've actually started doing with my water. But yeah, all my tools and lumber are in there and stuff like that. Yeah, I love grounds. Don't you love coffee grounds? So tasty. I can turn that off. It's light enough. I can do that. Cute little light. Thank you, Mike. One of the guys camping with us and at the RTR came out from Georgia, and he gave everybody little flashlights. So that's pretty cool. It's worked pretty good. This is how I do the majority of my cooking. Flashlight. Hey, it works, right? So it's getting up on 8 o'clock. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I'm gonna pour some more coffee, but let's see. Wait. Class C is for a family of 6. Yeah, for short little durations, Beauregard. I mean, okay, let's load everybody up and go to the lake for a week, right? 6 people. I can guarantee you, though, after first couple days, you're on top of each other, and it's not comfortable. And it depends on how the Class C. They have some pretty long Class Cs. They have some pretty short Class Cs. So. I mean, generally you have a seat, you have a bed. Granted, all that stuff makes into other beds. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's all a matter of opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong, but yeah, it's all a matter of opinion and how much space you think you need. That's all it comes down to. Let me see if I can do this. Make my coffee. Pour my coffee. Gotta love the coffee. Hear that beautiful coffee. It's actually still warm. Let me get this poured, and then I'll see whatever you wrote there. I'll take this with me. Take that with me. Wait. Forgive my ignorance. Who is Pippi Peterson? She's in South Korea now. I don't know. I haven't followed the news for a long time, so if something happened, I don't have any idea about it. And I do that for a reason, so I don't have to know what's going on in the world. I, for the most part, don't care because my goal in life to avoid as much stress as possible. And that's mainly why I'm not on the fire department, is because the stress was killing me. It was having physical effects on me. So, Rams lost Super Bowl. Okay. Well, I was going to watch that game, and now you ruined it for me. No, just kidding. I was not going to watch the game. I actually didn't even realize that the Super Bowl was on until somebody told me. So, yeah. So I had a gal that I met on a dating site some time ago, and she was a big she a big Steelers fan, and she hated the Patriots. I mean, she is a diehard fan. I mean, the world came to a stop when her teams were on or she was watching football. And so we would talk, and like the Patriots would be playing, and someone else, I'd go Patriots. And she get very upset. That's why she didn't talk to me anymore. I don't know. Might have something to do with it. She was another strange one. She just suddenly stopped talking, and I guess that's the way people do things today. I guess it's called ghosting, is they just don't they don't communicate. They don't say, they don't tell you that, you know what, I just don't think that I'm feeling a connection here or whatever. But they just ghost you. They don't talk to you anymore. And you're just like, left wondering. So I think that's kind of what happened there. But, let's see what else. Blah, 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 blah. You guys hear that wind? I hear that wind. I know I'm lost. I'm lost. But I do got to get dressed here pretty soon. Got to get ready and go to town and get some things done. Guys and chicks, yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I've long since stopped worrying about it. I was first single from a divorce and all that stuff, and then devastated, and there was lots of things to it. But bottom line was, I was like, what am I going to do now? And like, your first instinct is like, you want to find somebody to replace what you lost, right? And but then after a period of time goes by, you're like, you know what? This is okay. I don't need anybody, and then you just kind of get used to it. And now it's been well over 10 years now that I've been alone, and I don't worry about it. Just one of those things. I don't, and because of that, I'm not affected by some cute girl that gives me a little smile, because I don't have to have that. I don't. That doesn't do anything to me, and I already know all the tricks anyways. That only happens long enough till they get what they want, and then they're off to the next victim. So in my opinion, not everybody's like that, I know, but it happens. So let's see. Mike Living Free met Mario and Havasu. Marlo and Havasu. Okay. I don't, Beauregard, honestly, I don't follow all these people. The people who I used to follow, do I follow Will now? Yeah, I guess I do follow Will now. But I went for a long time. They're not following anybody. Obviously, I wasn't making YouTube videos either. I was just like, yeah. But before, I used to follow people like Robert Witham. Occasionally, I would look at, not that I would follow, I would look at Carolyn's RV. I would look at Caravan Carolyn, which I get, it just drove me nuts. But who else would I follow? Bob Wells, of course, because for some information, and just pick and choose, take it or leave it. What else? I'm trying to think. There's a guy. He's a buddy of mine. He's pretty cool dude. Galvin, and it's Chasing Simplicity. So I follow him, and we talk all the time, anyways. But see what else. I can't think of all who I follow. I mean, it's been so long. I think I followed Kelly and Sophie Doyle. That was kind of interesting. I can't think of who else I follow, really, but I don't hardly follow anybody now. I follow Nomad Yes Happy. He's got that converted cargo trailer with the deployable sleeping pods, and so I met him at the RTR. That was kind of nice. Yeah, she's always Caravan Carolyn. She's always had friction with trolls and all that stuff. She just has a lot that they can have fun with, right? So, and I admit that I did also, but she lets them get to her. And just the fact that she's mentioning that they are doing their thing, then yeah. And I'm not, you know what, I'm gonna come right out, and I'm not gonna be the guy. I'm not gonna be that guy that is making fun of other YouTubers or talking bad about them. I mean, everybody has their own thing. I mean, I'm sure lots of people see me. Oh my gosh, he should do that. Oh, why didn't he do that with his videos? Oh, that looks so crappy. He just does it with a cell phone. Oh my God, he's not a professional. Well, I'm not a professional. I'm just a hobbyist, and I'm just really sharing with other people. Um, Anybody can say anything about other people. That's their life. If they don't affect my life directly, then so be it. Okay, have a good day, and move on down the road. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Granted, people shouldn't do things, and it makes other people look bad. Just like last year with the group and the camp host here at Craggy, I've got information. I know what happened there. I know what happened there, and I wasn't even there. I got both sides of the story, and again, it's people wanting to exploit drama on YouTube. That's the bottom line. And so I'll just leave it at that. So, threatens people on YouTube. Yeah, she shouldn't threaten people. And, um, I guess you mean Caravan Carolyn. She shouldn't be using her past credentials to threaten people. That time's long gone. I don't know if she still has it, but she used to do the little thing with the badge and ID on the YouTube trailer, and I'm sure that was to try to put off anybody that was trying to be a troll, and that's not proper. She is not, and I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just calling it out. She's not law enforcement anymore. Okay, that was in the past. Those credentials have nothing. You know, don't mean anything. She may have lots of friends, and I'm sure she could invoke some help from her friends that are currently in law enforcement, possibly. But I personally, I would forget about that part. Me, I've left the fire department behind. Yeah, I mentioned it. It's part of my life, in the past and stuff like that. And a lot of my life experiences come from there. But I don't march up to people having a fire in windy conditions saying, "Oh, I used to be a firefighter." I'm not saying she does that, but that kind of thing. Um, that's your experience. You can draw upon it, and stuff like that. But bottom line, you just need to let it go, and that's what I should have done. You get you get YouTubers, you get people that, are harassing you or, whatever. I'm a firm believer in dealing with it, but in this day and age, you pretty much almost have to just delete, report, ignore, whatever it takes to get rid of it, right? And just move on. I had that. I don't know if you were following me then or not. I had that one guy. It was close to the RTR, I think, last year, and he was trolling at me or heckling me or something like that, and he was just really going at it, and then he started calling out other people that had liked what I had to say or did comments on my thing. I think it was part of the RTR footage, and he just dried up and blew away, right? Or he finally drew up and blew away, and then he come back and he was actually making some decent comments, and he was okay. I didn't get rid of him, but I think there was another person doing their kind of weird stuff, and they were just at it, and I think it was just drunk commenting. That's what I think it was. That's what it kind of seemed like, and I made them dry up and go away. But life's too short to focus on that negative stuff. It's the internet. People are their worst on the internet. Seems most of the time, and yeah, anyways, I'm not part of that life. If I ever meet them, which I have no desire to meet them, but if I ever do, it's oh hi, how are you? Yeah, I've seen your YouTube videos. Oh, nice to meet you. Blah blah blah, and move on. We had a guy, not a YouTuber. Let me catch up on on the comments before I do that. Yeah, there's some cool people. We had an interesting story. So when I first got here, actually a couple days after I first got here, there was I'm sitting there in the back of the trailer and I'm doing my dishes, right? Big whoop, big surprise. Very exciting. and I got good hearing, and I'm hearing a drone flying around. Me, and all of a sudden it went, it's right above me, and even moves closer to get a better shot of what I'm doing behind my trailer. Yay! So finally, I'm sitting there and doing my thing, and finally I go. I look back up the drone. He goes, me, and goes flying off. Well, come to find out, it was my neighbor across the street that had the drone. Okay. Now, if you look up the FAR, especially Part 107, which is the Federal Aviation Rules, they won't come outright and say it's a rule, but in some ways they do say it's a rule. But they I guess they request, or I don't know how it reads, but basically, you're not supposed to fly drones within 5 miles of an airport. Okay, we are less than 5 miles from an airport, and it's very obvious because air traffic flying all the time. And so when my friend got here, he's like, "Oh," I was telling him about it. And he goes, "Oh, I wonder if they know. I wonder if they know that they're not supposed to fly." I said, "Dan," I said, "doesn't matter. They're going to do their thing." And he went over and I go, "Well, I'm going to go tell him because maybe he doesn't know." And so he went and told him. And meanwhile, the guy has a DJI Phantom or whatever. So the guy said, "Oh, that's fine. I'm well below the ridge, and I'm perfectly in control of my drone." And then he flies it on the other side of the ridge, and it loses communication and gone. Which he was upset because it's supposed to come back to me if it loses the signal. No. So I kind of chalk it up to karma, right? And so he had to go hike off and go find it. Well, ever since then, the drone has not flown. So I don't know what to tell you. That's just what happened. So hi babies. Iris sitting here looking at me. Catch up on my legs are freezing. Prudhoe Bay. Now no, that's Pelican Bay. Where's Prudhoe Bay? Forgive my ignorance. I'm trying to think. But Pelican Bay, I think if I'm thinking of things right, Pelican Bay is a prison. Or, well, there's a prison there. I don't know. I'm ignorant of all this stuff. Clear North Alaska. Okay. Like even north of not Juneau. What am I thinking? Think. I can't think. Gosh, what's that little tiny place that everybody goes over there and you can get gold on the beach? I can't think. End of the road. Yeah. Well, there's a lot to end of the roads in Alaska, but yeah, north. Very north. God, I cannot think. Tell me, what is that beach up there? Well, there's a town up there, and it's very northern Alaska, kind of north, I guess it would be northwestern. Gosh, I can't think. I can't think. But a lot of people go there and they prospect on the beach, and the gold's right on the beach, and then they haul the dredges out and they do the dredging as well. Not Juneau. No, not Juneau. I cannot think for the life of my brain. I mean, it's terrible. Don't ever get old. It's terrible. I used to be able to just rattle that right off my tongue, but I can't think of what it is. But anyways, I know what you're talking about, and yeah, that's a pretty good hike up there. That's pretty rough country. I don't know. I don't have a passport, so I couldn't get up there unless I took the ferry from Bellingham to get into Alaska. And even then, I think you're required to have your passport with you, even though it's not required for your travel to Alaska. But it's because you're going through Canadian waters or close to it or going out of the country. So yeah, but I don't know that for sure. So yeah, I don't have my passport. So likewise, I cannot go down to Algodones, Mexico, and avail of the services down there, meaning doctors or dentists or whatever. Oh, in Palmer. Okay, I have a friend that lives, and that's very, very south. There goes the squeak. It's very southeast Alaska, and he's in Sitka, and he's a native, and he's in Sitka. Yeah, the wind's kicking up again. And Iris is cleaning. Why are you cleaning? I know you probably need to go outside. But every time I ask you if you want to go outside, you haven't gone outside. So what am I supposed to do? Skagway. Yeah, there's a beach. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to bother me now. Maybe it is. It's not Juneau. Juneau is south. I don't know. It's going to... Very north. I don't know. I'm not going to go look it up now. But anyways, yeah. The area I'm thinking of. But I wouldn't mind going to Alaska. It'd be nice in summertime or something like that. But I got a couple other things to do, and there's so many places around here to see. I've just touched on just not even the tip of the iceberg in my adventures, just last year and this year. And this year's just basically been a repeat of last year. But yeah, there's so many places to go, but I'm on a timeline, so I can't, go do those. But I will, I guess, eventually. But one of those, I got to take care of business first. It's fun to farm there. Yeah, well, I actually think they probably have a pretty darn short growing season. But on the other side of the coin, you got a lot more sunlight during the summer. So I don't know how that works, but the temperatures can't be that warm during that entire time of the sunlight, I don't think. But could be. Maybe they'll have greenhouses. I just don't know enough about it. But I know that you get a lot of sunlight during the summer. Oh, mercy. Barking spiders. Iris, did you do that? I got these spiders. They bark. They run around and they bark. I'm going to have to go take care of those. But anyways, rolling up here, oh my gosh, over an hour and 7 minutes and 39 seconds, 40. So I'm going to have to get going. I'll have this cigarette, and then I got to get dressed, and I got to catch up on some things on the internet, and then I got to go hit the town. And when you're out doing this, you always try to make your trips count, meaning groceries and water and whatever else. I got to run the town. I have, just a little bit of money so I can get smokes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to use the facilities while I'm there. You just make it all count, Hopefully I can get rid of my garbage this time. I forgot yesterday, or no, the day before. I had 2 little bags and wanted to drop them off at the pumps, but I couldn't, or I forgot. So now I've got them in the truck, and I've actually got a third. So it might be time to do a drive-by Walmart. I hate to be that way, but I can't see accumulating all this stuff and going to the landfill. I have to wait to go there, or I'm not going to go for one little bag. So, one of those deals. Hey, as long as I'm returning garbage to Walmart in Walmart bags, that's okay, right? I would think I'm returning their bag. I mean, recycling, I guess is what it's called. I don't do stuff like drop my bag of poop bucket waste in there, that kind of thing. I may just wait until I get that home to do that. I mean, I don't know, because I don't want to pay $6 to go in the landfill. I don't have that much garbage just to do that. It's ridiculous. I can seal the bucket and take care of it later, So, one of those things. Anyways, what did we do here? Let's see. They farm in that valley in Arizona, but nobody cares. People only video the desert. Yeah, no, the big highway that goes from Ehrenberg to well, at least to Parker, um, got nothing but fields all along that highway. They got not only fields, but they run sheep back and forth too. I came uh, I came around the curve, and one time it was a dust storm. It was really windy. It's always windy in that section. But anyways, come around the curve, and there's a couple pickups on the side with flashing lights and reflective stripes and everything, and people standing outside with vests on, and nobody once raised their hand like to flag me down. Um, Coming around the curve at whatever the speed limit is there, 65, and all this dust everywhere, and all of a sudden this big herd of sheep in the middle of the road. Would have been nice if the guys could just tell me that there's something up ahead. I mean, they're parked on the side of the road. How am I supposed to know there's something up ahead in the road, right? I mean, they could have, hey, slow down, Dinor. So, had to wait for those. But, I mean, I don't care waiting. It's just, I would like to know ahead of time before I almost ran into them, actually. I had to, by the time I got stopped, I had to, the sheep had parted a little bit, and I'm kind of surrounded by sheep. And, yeah, so they just did their own thing, but it was one of those deals. So, let's see. Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess people just generally, fields are fields, right? I mean, it's agriculture, and maybe it's something they're used to. And maybe the desert is more mysterious to them. I don't know. I have no idea why they do that. I mean, the agricultural fields are something that is man-made. Um, Even go down to Ehrenberg, going down to where the camping spots are. You go by a couple of the fields there, and they're pretty expansive. Um, then, of course, on the California side, they really, really farm that. So you got the palm trees over there, plus all the agriculture. Hi, what's up, babies? You want to go outside? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You want to go outside? You're not doing the potty dance yet. When you start doing the potty dance, you can go outside. Lots of bugs on that road along the river for a motorcycle ride. Yeah, there are. Although when I was there, because it's cooler temperatures, there's not too many bugs. But at least when I'm camping, there's a lot of flies. So, an occasional honeybee. So, last year, I don't know if you remember, I don't know when you started following me, but oh my gosh, I had these honeybees that come into my camp, and there was one or two of them that were really aggressive, and there was nothing I could do. I mean, I wouldn't be eating anything, and they'd be coming after me, and they'd chase me across the road. I mean, I ran across the road, and they came after me. Never stung me, just really bothersome, and I didn't want to get stung, but just flying in my face and really aggressive, and yeah, it was not fun. I didn't like it. And then the flies. If I left my windows open on the Subaru, the flies. And then even this last time with the trailer, I had to keep the door closed because I tried a screen for a while, one of those magnetic closure screens, and it didn't work that great, so I took it down, and that would have helped a little bit, but it didn't get overly hot. I mean, it was tolerable, but it would have been nice to have what? Would have been nice to have the door open. So, all right, I said this before. I need to get out of here. It was nice having you on, Beauregard. I hope that I can see you out and about. Maybe you can get down here one of these years. I've met some people that followed me before. One of the guys that I work with at Tahoe, he was one of my original followers. So yeah, it's kind of neat with YouTube. I mean, you got to be selective, but you can make some pretty good friendships from YouTube. People that follow you, like-minded, interested in the same things. So it's kind of neat. But anyways, wait, what's this? Yeah, make the best of your day for sure. I'm gonna make the best of this wind. Um, Iris is staring at the door because she hears something out there. I don't know what she hears, but what are you doing, babies? Just staring at the plywood. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Beauregard, for sticking with, listen to my ramble. And, of course, the other guys that joined, Harry and John. And so with that, I'm going to get going, get some stuff done. So like I always say,